I am not going to edit this. I'm just going to put it up how it is, and therefore I'm going to hope that I make as few mistakes as possible. So recently I got yet another diagnosis for yet another thing. And it really hurt me because it further drove home some other stuff that I'd been thinking about recently. I You tend to forget things that happen to you, especially when they're very traumatic. You tend to think, okay, fine, what I'm remembering, that's it. There isn't anything else until other stuff comes up, or another therapy session comes up, or another doctor's visit comes up, or you have a smell, or there's a sight, something to bring up things that you've buried deep inside. I remembered some things that family members had done to me, and I did not realize what they were until I had a very recent talk with one of my counselors, and it really hit hard. I was very angry. In a sense, I still am. But it has put me in another level of knowing me and unmasking and my mental health, that now I I can tolerate things even less. But finding out that I have this new condition and putting that information that I recently remembered together, and I had remembered the thing just before getting the diagnosis. It was like an aha moment. For many, many years, I've had stomach issues. I've had ulcers. I've had reflux like crazy. I've had constipation. I've had diarrhea. I've had all sorts of things. Yes, TMI, but it is what it is. So when I finally got my H. pylori diagnosis, at first I was very angry. I was angry because I'd put two and two together as to why I was sick from the time I knew myself. Because certain things that I really don't want to talk about right now had happened to me. And yes, they're outside of all the things that are already on this channel. Yes, there are a lot of things on this channel, but this has nothing to do with any of that. I figured, you know what? I got a feeling that my stomach was messed up from then. And then I got that diagnosis. So it was like, aha, aha. You know, with everything that I keep going through, all the different diagnoses, and yet another thing adding all that, you get tired. You get fed up. You feel as if you just can't be bothered any longer. And it doesn't mean that I'm sitting down planning anything. That's not it. It's just that you get tired. And because I am tired all the time, in the way, that sort of tired, and people don't know, I find the mask that I've always been wearing, I still have to try to remember to put it on, even though I found it's getting harder to keep on. I look around me and I see people are so invested in things, invested in all the influencers and the way they're influenced, and some strange things that are going on in the world that people are so invested in. I sit or I stand or whatever, and I watch people linked together because of things like that. And I just don't relate. And of course, thankfully, I realized, I learned, discovered, was told that I'm neurodivergent. Actually, still waiting on the really big assessment. Just spoke with my psychiatrist about it, and he needs me to get that done ASAP. I'm glad I figured that was figured out, so that I know why, the why behind me not just getting it how people can be and what people are interested in, because I just am not. However, because folks around me aren't like how I am, and I don't expect them to be like me, I like everyone to be different. I find myself either masking, pretending to laugh, pretending to not feel highly depressed. And yeah, it is exhausting. Am I highly depressed? Is high functioning depression. So looking at me, you'll never believe that. When people talk to me otherwise, they wouldn't believe that. But I've had this going on for quite some time now, and it's a struggle. That's why I'm tired. And the same way that, excuse me, people wouldn't see that in me, I am sure there's so many others out there, including those who seem to be invested in all these things and, the material, that may feel like me. I wish I could reach out to them, and I wish they could reach out to me, so that we all wouldn't feel isolated. But some of us can only, live like that, having this mask over them. And I can appreciate that. I've been there. But I just thought I would pop on here and say something, because you may also be going through this. You may also feel as tired as I do, and not the tired where you go to sleep and feel better when you wake up, but the tired. You know what I mean? I just don't want to say it on here. You may feel that way. I just want to let you know that you are not alone. And I know that's cliche. Definitely sounds cliche to me. But please try to keep holding on. I'm trying to hold on. With all the things that I do on this platform, sometimes I wonder if anyone listens, if anything is of any use to anyone. I work so hard at, putting things together so that somehow in the future it would impact people so much that it can help me, help my livelihood, so that I can rest more with all the things that are going on with me. And I can't see it yet. I have to keep having faith in that, but it's harder and harder and harder to do so. Therefore, why I wonder if anything that I do is even making any sense to anyone. However, again, I still say there is someone out there that is like this, that's feeling this, and I ask you to please hold on. Hold on. I get it. It's not easy to do that, especially nowadays with how the world is. And if you feel as if you need to be fake or mask in order to get through, or in order to not be that person, in order to not make other people feel fed up with you or whatever. I get it because I do the exact same thing. Doesn't make it right, but I get where you're coming from. I don't even know if anyone's going to see this. No one sees anything. No one sees much of anything that actually comes from me that I do. And I do wonder if I'm the most boring person, the most unseen person, not talking about YouTube or social media. I'm just talking about unseen in general. There are times when I walk and people would walk straight into me if I don't move because I'm just not seen. I know other people are around like that, but I can only speak for myself. Sometimes people don't want to hear anything from me because I'm inconsequential. I don't know. I just hope that the right people hear this. Definitely not necessarily anyone I know. I don't need that. I don't want that. But I want this to reach the right people, the people who feel as I do right now. You are not invisible. I see you. I may not know you, but I see you. I feel it. All right? I feel that. Yeah. You know what I mean. But again, I could be just talking in vain. Tired. I don't know what else to say.